Hello everybody, we're here with my first build video. This is my friend's truck. I've been helping him put it together for about 3 months now with spare parts that I've had. This is how far we've gotten. This is a Gladiator wheelbase, Gladiator frame, and there's just a couple of parts on here. There's not much, but over here we have some upgrade parts I'm going to be putting on it. We're going to be doing a 4-link conversion on this truck, so we can run this brass skid plate right here, or not brass skid plate, brass servo plate. We're also going to put on this transmission cover. I believe it fits with the motor setup I'm going to be running on this. I think this already has it on there. Yeah, it does, but this is just a cheap, probably, dropped it, cheap like dollar part. I don't know, I just have a couple of them lying around. Already has it on there though. I'm also going to be putting on this differential cover from Trio. Not sure if I'm putting it on the back or the rear, but it should be just a nice upgrade. Not gonna give much weight, but it will. I also have this motor system that I'm putting in here. He didn't have an ESC for it yet, but this is what's going to be in here until he gets a brushed motor. And then once he has money for a brushless ESC, he'll use this motor. We also have this Trio steering rack with some no-brand knuckles on it. A no-brand all-metal transmission. Decent quality. All ball bearing, as it should be. And then he already has a Hot Racing skid plate on here, but he wanted red, so I'm going to put my spare red one on. Let's do a quick overview of this truck. So, like I said previously, it's a Gladiator wheelbase, Gladiator frame, mostly Gladiator. It's even got the Gladiator mounting body mount. We have Injora long travel shocks, not sure on the millimeters, some no brand axles, stock links. These are RC all-wheel drive Mickey Thompson Baja Boss tires, I believe. And then they are a 0.1 rim size and a 0.1 tire size. These are RC all-wheel drive stamped steel rims. We have done the backwards conversion, the deep dish conversion, so they stick out more than they would stock. Some NA brass nuts, some brass wheel nuts. We have a Hot Racing skid plate, Hot Racing aluminum skid plate, Hot Racing ESC plate, stock. Yeah, it's a stock. I don't know what you call that, just where the body pin goes. Hot Racing shock mounts in the front and the rear, or did that backwards, but doesn't really matter. Injora shocks in the front, NA axle in the front, same tire setup. Right now it has an NA servo mount and an NA steering rack, but we're going to have Trail ones on there soon. And it has stock knuckles on it and some axial brass hexes, I believe. It also has half of a Hot Racing driveline. That's the overview of the truck. I mean, it's a pretty basic build, nice budget build. It should perform decently, and that's what suspension looks like right about now. That's maxed out. I'm excited to get to work on it. I'm really excited to see what his reaction is going to be once it is, has all those parts on there. Okay, build update. I got the steering rack on, but the servo mount doesn't want to go on. His axles aren't machined well. I mean, this is sitting in there. Should be going in. It's really weird. I'm gonna try at it for a minute. Oh, we go. Went in. These axles aren't very well machined. They were cheap NA axles, just no brand off of Amazon. But I'll get back to the build. Okay, another build update. Obviously we got that servo and stuff on there. We have the red skid plate on there, but we have that. We also have the links. Skid plate's the problem though. I have put the skid plate on backwards. That's the way it's supposed to mount. That's the way it is right now. It's supposed to be like this. So I have mounted it wrong. So I gotta take it off again. Let's go back to the build. Okay, build update. We got the transmission plate on right. We got the skid plate on right. Transmission's in. We have come across yet another problem. My wrench is dying. It's not working properly, so hopefully I didn't break it, but we gotta continue this with manual wrenches. Okay, build update everyone. This is the final product for now. This is what we're using. This is what we have. I've used most of the parts. These were the parts that did not fit on it. This transmission cover. As you can see, this has a FuryTech transmission and not a stock setup, so it does not need a transmission cover. And this rear 4-link just attachment, I guess. 4-link mount. I already had the same one on there, just had another one lying around. Didn't know it was on there, so those are the ones that we didn't use. These two right here. And then we have the parts that we didn't use, or that we took off of the vehicle. We have this 3-link servo plate. We now have a brass 4-link servo plate on here, and we have some brass links on there for 4-link conversion. So we took that off of the car. We also have this no brand, no name Amazon steering rack and the stock knuckles. We took those off of there. We're now running Treel steering rack and no name knuckles off Amazon. We also took off the stock 3-link bar. The rear diff cover, rear metal diff cover, now has a red Treel diff cover on it. I also took off this Hot Racing aluminum skid plate. It now has a no-name red skid plate. And of course we have the FuryTech motor that's in there with the transmission and all that. That's in there. And then as of hardware, I just have this box full of screws. I used a couple of those from there. Just a bunch of screws. And then for tools that I used on this vehicle, I believe this is the smallest one. No, this is the smallest one. It is a 0.05 millimeter, I guess. 0.05 millimeter screw. Or driver, I guess. This is the second largest one. This is a 1.5 millimeter driver, and then this is a, I don't know what that says, 4.0. It's a 4.0 box. That's what that says, I guess. And that's just for the wheel nuts. So we use those. And this is an Endura kit that I got for about 30 bucks. It comes with all this, you know, obviously those screws slide in there, but it comes with this, the drill that I showed you, and a charger. But that is what I use for hardware, and then for running batteries on this car, this is the battery it's going to be using. But this, as of now, is the final product for this vehicle until more parts are required. Thank you for watching this build video, and I will see you in the next one.